What if everything you've been told about your skin wasn't the full story? I'm Abiana, licensed esthetician and skin coach, and this is Clear and Correct-ish, the podcast where we cut through the noise and clear up the confusion. If you're ready to get real answers and take back control of your skin, hit subscribe and let's get into it. I know. You did the research. You built what you call the perfect skincare routine. You're following all the steps, and yet your skin still isn't giving you the results you want. It's still not looking like the hot girl, hot boy skin we're looking for. And now you're frustrated. How do I know? Because I have been you. So here's the truth though. Your perfect skincare routine doesn't exist. Our skin's needs are forever changing. And if you're not seeing progress, it's not really because you're failing. It's probably because something in your routine isn't working for your unique skin. And so one of the biggest mistakes we make is not leaning into an esthetician who can help us understand what our unique skin needs are in terms of products and ingredients. And they can identify what in your skincare routine isn't delivering like we need it to deliver so you get the results that you want. So today's episode, we're diving deep into maybe some of the mistakes you're making in the way you're treating your skin and your skincare routine, because we want you to walk away and be able to see the results that you're after. Oh, I'm so excited about this one because I remember when I finally got to that place. I was in esthetician school and I said, I need to know what's happening in my routine. And as we began to learn about ingredients, it was the first time that I recognized that some of the results I wanted, it was great ingredients, not great for my unique skin type, right? It was a great regimen, but it wasn't a regimen for my unique skin needs and the goals I was trying to accomplish. And I'm spending good coins on these products, right? I just remember that moment like being a light bulb moment, being a life-changing moment in terms of my mindset. And I was like, I have to follow this. I have to learn more about these ingredients and the applications and who they're best for and who they may be good for, but not ideal for, all of the things. Even to this day, I'm still looking to learn even more because even some of the ingredients that you hear of that are common, there can be deeper uses for them. There's deeper knowledge about them and other ways that they may benefit your skin that you may never be aware of because you're just not in that world of learning about skincare to really be able to help people. So your lens is different, right? You're looking unilaterally for one. We're looking across the board because we want to affect and impact all. I hope that makes sense. Ooh, that felt powerful. Did that feel powerful? Oh, that should make you feel good, right? Like it really should make you feel good that as your esthetician, I have your back and I want what's best for you so it impacts you. Cool. So as I think about my skin during that time, what I recognized was that I was treating my skin like someone else's skin. And I didn't have this language then. I just remember looking on the internet, looking at some of my favorite, makeup influencers who were dabbling in skincare and thinking I could apply the same theory that I did for makeup to skincare. And it was just so far from the truth. So literally the makeup girlies who are in my similar range, I didn't really have to go shop for my makeup because I knew that if she was X shade, I was that same shade. I might have been a hint difference, and it was more dealing with the concealer than our actual foundation. And I thought for some reason I could do the same thing with skincare. Sis has a normal skin type. I'm combination. She has mild breakouts around her period. I have a full-blown war going on over here. Like, we're not the same. And it took me a moment to recognize that, which again, I have language today that I did not have 3 and 4 years ago about where I was. So once I recognized that I was not treating my skin like my own, but someone else's, that freed me because then that opened the door for me to say, okay, how do I need to be treating my unique skin type? And I had to realize that just because it worked for them didn't mean it worked for me. And what I learned in school was that our skin type, our genetics, our environment, and our lifestyle, those things play a factor, a major role for some too, in what their skin actually needs. So if you've been like me, blindly copying and pasting someone else's skincare routine, I definitely encourage you to pause, reassess, look back at what you're doing and figure out, where am I going wrong? What is my skin type? I want you to think about it like this, like two people can eat the same diet, but their bodies will respond differently. And so the same is true for our skin and how it works. So definitely take inventory of your skin's needs. You definitely want to know whether you are dry skin type, oily skin type, combination skin type, normal skin type. Is your skin sensitive? Those things are going to be necessary because that offers key intel into what type of skincare plan you need to be on. And then your climate plays a huge factor as well, because where you live affects your skin. So I'm going to try to break down the climate. So when you think about places like Florida and other humid climates, think Miami, think Houston, think New Orleans, right? We have far more humidity, which can lead to more oil production. So for us, we like to focus on lightweight gel-based moisturizers, sunscreens that are oil-free, and frequent exfoliation is necessary for us to keep our pores clear because that humidity just causes moisture to rest on the skin. And if you're a sweater, my God, you're creating a little city there for acne to live and reside. In your desert climates, think Arizona, Nevada, Southern Cali, right? They have dry air in those regions. So it depletes the moisture in your skin fast. So people who are there, I find that their skin craves hydration, right? Like you want to have all the hyaluronic acid possible. You want to be focused on protecting the barrier of your skin, which means having ingredients like ceramides in your routine. You may want some peptides as well, and you want those occlusive moisturizers that are going to seal and bind moisture to your skin. Think of products that may have a humectant in them like honey, or a product that has glycerin that binds moisture to your skin. Now, if you're in a climate where there's colder, harsher winters like Chicago, New York, and Minneapolis, woo, I don't know, as a Floridian, I don't think we would stand a chance. Here it can be 60 degrees and we're putting on Uggs and a sweatshirt and sweatpants bundled up. Like it's only 60, y'all. Like what are we doing? But those of you who are in those colder, harsher climates, you have the mix, and it can be a complicated mix for you, right? Because you have the outdoor wind that can be very, very harsh against your skin. And then you're going to indoor heated places that are really exposing your skin to two significant climate differences. And so for what happens in your skin, in the few cases I've seen, you tend to be more dry and you suffer from some irritation. So cream-based cleansers, rich moisturizers that are creamy and lather, those are your friends. And then niacinamide to reduce the redness and the irritation in your skin. Now, if you're in those mountainous high altitude regions like Denver and Salt Lake City, then you are experiencing thin, dry air, which leads to moisture loss. Like imagine being on a flight full time, It's a little bit similar to that, where you are experiencing the cabin air that could be recirculating, but it's thinner, it's drier air. And so because of you being in those mountainous regions, you're also experiencing increased UV exposure, which has to deal with the sun's rays and their impact on your skin. So for you, sunscreen is a non-negotiable, like always. And then deep hydration is going to be a key. So your hyaluronic acids, your ceramides for your skin barrier, your glycerin to bind moisture to the skin, or aloe to hydrate and refresh the skin. You're going to want to make sure you have SPF and a good, healthy, skin-loving hydrator of some form. So I don't know if you've ever thought about the climate where you live and its impact on your skin, but literally when I say one size doesn't fit all for skincare, that is what I mean. Because my favorite influencers in the beauty world don't live in the South. They don't live in southern humid climates. They live in these other regions where there is drier air. There are harsher winters, right? So their natural product makeup, putting their skin type aside, is prone to be different because of the climate that they are in. I hope that helps someone. I really do. Because I want us to not chase trends. And I don't even know that it's chasing trends. So I'm going to clear myself of that statement. I don't think it's chasing trends. I just think it's following trustworthy influencers who we see something works for them. And because other things work for them and for us, we think skincare works as well. And that's not always true. So building a routine based on your unique skin type is key. We don't want to do that based on someone else's. The other thing in this topic is sometimes when we follow others' routines or we are looking at their skin routine and like, oh, their skin is perfect, like this routine must be perfect for us. It could not be perfect for you because you're using too many products or not enough. And so that can happen too in your skincare mix and routine, because sometimes people think skincare is about more, but it's not. It's really about the right balance. So it's not about less either. It's about the right balance. I've met some people who are like, oh, I like to keep it minimal. And I'm like, but then your routine is nothing. So do you want to solve this problem or not? Because we need to add more. And then some people have too much and they're like, oh, I feel like if I take this away, this won't work. And I'm like, well, that's not actually working for you now. Like you're just spending more money and applying more product and nothing's happening. So I want us to keep that in mind, that it's really about the right balance. It's not about too much and it's not about too little. It's about what is going to be the most impactful for you and resting on that in your skin. I like to liken it to baking. I like food, y'all. If you haven't figured out, I have a lot of food references or references that tie back to something that we can eat because I like food. And although I don't cook, all the time, and I'm certainly not a baker. Besides cornbread, I make a good, mean honey cornbread. But outside of those two things, I have a friend who's a really good baker. And I have people in my family who are bakers. So I understand baking concepts, though I'm not a baker because I'm the one that likes to sit around and sample the batches and do all the things. We listen and we don't judge. But when you think about baking, if you do too much of an ingredient, it ruins the recipe. And if you do too little, it leaves it bland. And the same with cooking. If you cook with too much salt, it is salty. If you leave out some seasoning that adds flavor, then it's bland, like you don't have flavor. And you can add a little bit of salt afterwards, to your food, but then it's like, but I'm still missing this other key flavor. So the same is true with your skincare. You don't want to do too much because then you're ruining your results, but then you don't want to do too little because then it's like your skin isn't getting enough. So it's really about that healthy balance. It's really about keeping the core essentials in your routine, which is a cleanser, a moisturizer, an SPF, and 1 to 2 treatment steps. That is what I recommend. Now, I do have some clients that can afford to have a 6 treatment step, depending on where they are and what we're trying to accomplish. But in that instance, we're actually rotating things by day and we're cycling things accordingly. And I think once you have a routine that's in the right balance, that sweet spot for you, then you're going to see the results that you're looking for. You're going to see in 4 to 6 weeks time, the difference in your skin. You're going to experience your skin feeling smoother. You're going to experience maybe your skin brightening. Like there are some other things you're going to experience in your skin. If your skin was reacting differently to your previous regimen, you're going to experience it responding in a new way to this routine, in a skin loving way that you will appreciate. Cool. I'll also add that some skincare changes are subtle at first. It doesn't mean that they're not happening. It just means that it's taking a little bit of time. And in one of our previous episodes, I talked about the non-scale victories in skincare. And sometimes that's where our focus needs to be, evaluating our skin and saying, oh, there's less redness. My skin has a softer texture. I used to be really irritated in this area. I've noticed I'm not irritated. If you wear makeup, my makeup application is smoother. My skin is looking like butter, like what you say. Like, I want us to begin to look at non-scale victories and not just the scale victories, which is 3 months down the line, being able to look at a new progress photo versus our previous one and see a significant difference. I think we discount our consistency in our work when we don't appreciate both the scale and non-scale victories. I think some of the biggest visible changes you're going to notice, like your acne fading or like your routine working right, smoother skin, more supple skin, more plump skin, more vibrant, refreshed looking skin, that's that 8 to 12 week window. And so what our favorite influencers do that we don't do is they give those things time. By the time that they're showing up online and showing you a routine that you're going to steal as your perfect routine, they've given it time. They may talk about it up front, but if they continue to use that product long term and they come back and tell you, oh, I've been using this since X date, they've given it time. And that's what we need to be doing as well, because you're not quitting the gym after a week if you don't have abs, because you didn't go in there with abs. So like, how we expect abs in a week? Like, the same is true for our skin. So even if your routine is working, you may not see it as working, but you started it, you have the same skincare protocol or plan, and it looks like your favorite influencers, stick with it. Give it time. Like, you have to give it time. I think it's important as well to know that our skin isn't static. So not only do we have seasons, the climate where we live and environment to take into account for our skincare and the ingredients and what have you, but we also have to take into account life changes in our hormones. And our skin is not static. It doesn't just live in one condition. Our bodies are changing as our skin is changing. So we have to be mindful that what may have worked 3 years ago is no longer working today because your skin needs something different. The climate where you live could have changed. You could be going through changes with your hormones. Your lifestyle could be changing. Like, you have to be mindful. You think about the season. Your skin may be oilier because it's the summer months. It may be drier because it's the winter months. It may be more sensitive because your cycle is about to come. It could be a number of factors, but chatting with your esthetician or skin coach will get you that clarity. Also, keep in mind that sticking to the same exact routine all year leaves you missing some components in your skincare routine. Now, again, depending on the climate that you live in, here in the South, even in our winters, they do tend to be drier for us, and we do have to make some swaps. But we can actually, our swaps can actually take us through a little bit of a longer period. So it literally really depends on where you live as to what the swaps are in your routine, what you're trading out and bringing on board. And then the same. It's kind of like, if you're in your closet, if you're literally putting all your spring, winter clothes to the back and then pulling, not spring, winter, if you're putting all your spring, summer clothes to the back, pulling forward your fall, winter clothing, think of your skin in the same way. Don't abandon that theology or that thought when it comes to your skincare routine, because your skin needs to adapt in the same way. So here's what I say. I have my cheat sheet in front of me because I did not want to forget to say this. So I want to pause for a second because this is important to remember, right? We talk about the skin and acne all the time, but I don't want us to forget that our skin is an entire organ that is living and breathing. So we make it seem like acne shouldn't be, and it's not our desire, right? But I want us to appreciate the fact that our skin is a living, breathing organ. It is the largest organ. Just take a moment to think about that. Think about how beautiful it is that your skin responds. It's telling you something. It's responding to everything you do, everything you eat, every environment you're in. So for me, I noticed that when I travel by plane and I have a long haul flight, my skin responds. So I hydrate in advance of boarding my flight so that my skin has the hydration it needs with the drier cabin air that recirculates. And I think that's beautiful that your skin literally responds and can tell you what it needs. So I don't want us to treat our skin like a predictable formula. I think we need to show it a little bit more respect. Like, it's holding us together. It's the thing that people see when they go outside. And yes, you may be saying, girl, I got breakouts right now. Miss me with all this conversation. No, I'm not going to miss you, because I want you to love your hue. If you can love your hue in its state today, you're going to love your hue when you achieve your results. And you're going to step bolder. You're going to step more confident. You are going to appreciate the fact that your skin is alive, it is evolving, and it's loving you back. Like, give it up one time for your skin, because you're going to be able to crack the code of your skin. You're going to be able to adjust and adapt. You're going to understand it well enough to adapt. And you're not going to be doing this alone. I'm here with you. Like, you literally have someone in your corner. So here's what I'm going to say about the season coming up. We are in the spring time frame heading into summer. And here's what I'll tell you, your skincare swaps need to be going into summer, coming from winter. So you want to have a lighter oil-free moisturizer. You want a mattifying sunscreen, and you want to be exfoliating 2 to 3 times per week. And exfoliation should be in your routine in general. Because what happens in the winter months, you are going to be using richer creams and hydrating serums. And so you want to get your skin prepared and ready for what the summer looks like, because we outside. And we're going to be outside with flourishing skin. We're going to be outside with skin that's going to appreciate the environment it's in. We're going to be outside with skin that's going to respond accordingly, right? And then as you think about the pre-period breakouts, for those of you who notice the shift in hormones in your skin, salicylic acid would be your friend. Soothing ingredients like green tea and niacinamide should be in your back pocket. Your regimen should have those things in it. And I want you to, now having all of this additional knowledge about your routine and why it may be working or may not be working for you, why you think it's perfect, but it's not delivering the perfection that you're looking for. Keep in mind, your skin is a living, breathing organ and the largest organ on your body. 2, that your skin has its own unique set of needs, and you can figure that out with a licensed esthetician and skin coach. And 3, the climate, environment, what you eat, all impact your skin, and your skin is simply responding. So I want you to pay attention to like seasonal skin shifts and adjust your regimens accordingly. I want you to think about when your cycle is coming up, right? And incorporate those ingredients that are going to be soothing and calming if you don't have them in your regimen already. I want you to think about the other external factors that could be adding on to your skin's concerns and why you think your routine is perfect, but it's not working for you. I want you to think about all those things. But more importantly, I want you to understand that your skincare isn't about finding the perfect routine. It is about finding what works for you and finding balance, that sweet spot where you can flourish, your skin can heal, and you can achieve the skin of your dreams. And guess what? That takes time. You're going to hear me say that all the time. That takes time. It may take some tweaks. It may take a little bit of patience. Okay, I ain't going to lie to you. It's going to take patience. I don't want to say a lot of patience because it depends on the person. I think it depends on how fed up you are too. You might get up to a place where you're like, I'm so fed up with this. I'm going to be patient. I'm going to follow what you say and go forward. If you're that person, I love you. I welcome you here. I'm ready to work with you. And if you're someone who has like just a little bit of patience right now, and you're like, I don't know, I can't wait that long. I'm going to encourage you to give it the wait. Anything worth having can be worth waiting for, especially clear skin. Like, all the girls will tell you it took them time. And we're not saying years. We're saying like 6 months. It could be 3 months. It really depends on the severity of what you're facing, but it won't be the rest of your life. But you can get it in this moment and you can manage it and be in maintenance mode. And woohoo! You'll no longer be having just a hot skin summer, but a hot skin life where you can pull up anywhere with the skin of your dreams. You can wake up tomorrow and decide that you really did wake up like this and go bare face, fresh face. Or if you want to do the glam, your skin when you're finished and your complexion looks like skin. It's rich, it's buttery, it's smooth, it's all the things. Who wouldn't want skin like that? And guess what? When it takes time and you go with it, you do the consistency, we found the balance, the sweet spot for you, it's up from there. It's only up, and you're going to appreciate it. You'll never want to go back, ever. So here's what I want you to do. If you need help building an expertly guided skin routine, my Acne Clear program is available to you. It is a $600 investment. We will work together one-on-one over 6 months. Your products are an additional investment, and that will be invoiced to you separately. What I love about our program is that it follows a 3-step model, and that is ACP. We are going to make you aware of what your acne triggers are. Together, we're going to build that awareness so that you are aware of what it is that's causing your breakouts, how you can address them, and how we'll move forward. The C is for correction. In this phase, we are also going to be correcting your skin, right? Correcting the hyperpigmentation, correcting the dark spots, correcting the uneven tone or texture in this process. And then the P is prevention. Once we get you to a clearer state, we will now be talking about what is required to prevent any further breakouts and to leave you in maintenance mode. That is our agenda. We focus on a root cause diagnosis, not a symptom treating plan. We don't believe in treating the symptoms. We want to get to the root, get dialed in, make you aware so that you can be doing the things both internally and externally to achieve the skin of your dreams. So if that is you, go right on down to the show notes and click the link to get started. If you're like, hey, I'm not ready, I need whatever resources you have available, check out the Clear Skin Edit, which is our blog on our website. We have a host of resources there in the articles. You should be able to search for what you're looking for. But if you ever have a question, shoot us a DM on Instagram. Our social contacts are also in the show notes. If you're like, I don't know if I'm ready, I'll check out this Clear Skin Edit, but I could use a little more one-on-one insight and intel. Join our email list. Inside Hue is where we send out emails weekly to you. And we always send a gem, something you can apply that we aren't sharing publicly on our social channels, but we are sending to our email subscribers because we realize that you are dedicated, that signing up for our email list says to us that you want more than what is available publicly. You want more intel. You want more insight. You want more action. And that is where we do it, inside of our email newsletter. So again, if you have any questions, check the show notes for all of your skin resources, and do us one last favor. Subscribe to our show on the platform that you are listening to. And if you're on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe and hit the bell icon so you never miss a new episode dropping. All right? All right. The final thing I want to share. This is episode 12. This is the closing of our first season. And I said, what better way to make it official than to wear my official white coat when I first finished esthetician school. So I want you to know that this has been very pleasurable, very enjoyable for us, being able to engage with you all, being able to provide you with the information you've been looking for, the value and the education. We have learned so much over the last 12 weeks, and we are packaging all of that up and taking it with us into season 2 of the podcast. And we're excited to do even more in season 2. So we are pivoting again. And I love our pivots because our pivots signify progress. Our pivots signify an ascension. Our pivots signify more. And if you've been following us for any time now, you'll know that this is our 3rd pivot. And with each pivot, there has come more. So stay tuned. We cannot wait for what is to come in this next season. All right. So Skinsiders, we are signing off for season 1 of Clear and Correct-ish. And I want you to stay clear, stay confident, and stay correct-ish. We'll see you in season 2.